Something is closing in right now, and whether you're ready or not, it is coming for every single one of us. Between June 27th and June 30th, the sky is about to send a message that has been building for 6 months. The full strawberry moon is almost here, and this one is different. I tried to warn you, and now we are 4 days away. On the night of June 30th, 2026, at exactly 12:58 in the morning, UK time, which means, for most of the world, it falls right at the razor-thin edge between one night ending and another beginning. The full strawberry moon reaches its absolute peak. Let that land for a second. This is not just any full moon. This is the last full moon of June and the very first full moon of summer. This is the moon that rises just 9 short days after the June solstice. And because of that, because of the precise mathematical dance between the Earth, the Sun, and the Moon happening right now, this full moon will ride lower across the sky than any other full moon this entire year. That means when it rises, it will glow gold, it will glow orange, it may even glow red, because its light is bending through more of Earth's atmosphere than usual as it skims the horizon. And there is something the universe does when it wants you to pay attention. It lights up the sky in fire. The name Strawberry Moon didn't come from poets or from astrologers trying to make things romantic. It came from the indigenous North American tribes, the Algonquin peoples, who tracked this exact moment in the sky every June to mark the wild strawberry harvest. For centuries before any of us were born, human beings looked up at this very same moon, felt what you are about to feel, and understood that something in the world was shifting. They didn't call it spiritual. They didn't call it science. They just knew. And that kind of knowing, that bone-deep, chest-level recognition, is being reactivated inside you right now. Because here is what is actually happening above our heads as this moon closes in. The sun, the earth, and the moon are moving into a straight line. Astronomers call this a syzygy. When that alignment happens, the gravitational pull between these three bodies reaches its monthly peak. Ocean tides surge. The force is real, measurable, undeniable, and we are made mostly of water. You may already be feeling it. Broken sleep, a restlessness you cannot name, an urgent pull to finish something you have been postponing for months, emotions surfacing unexpectedly, close, raw, and honest, an old memory returning without invitation. That is not random. That is not anxiety. That is the moon, and she is not done yet. The energy of this full moon has already begun its approach. The next 4 days are a portal, and whether you walk through it consciously or not, you will feel the other side. Let's talk about what is actually happening day by day, because this isn't abstract. This is a timeline you can feel. And now that you know what to look for, you won't be able to ignore it. June 27th. A quiet pressure begins to build, the kind you cannot quite name. You wake up and something feels different. Not wrong, not right, just charged, like static in the air before a storm that hasn't arrived yet. The mind begins reviewing things you haven't thought about in weeks, people, moments, choices, conversations left unfinished. This is the moon beginning her approach. Full moons are mirrors. As the moon swells toward its fullness, it reflects the sun's light with increasing power. And that reflected light doesn't just illuminate the sky, it illuminates you, your truth, your unfinished story, your undealt with shadows. June 28th. The energy shifts. Old patterns resurface. Unfinished business tends to return, not to punish you, but because the moon creates the precise conditions for truth to rise. Things that have been sitting in the depths, unresolved, begin to move upward. Old conversations you never finished. Relationships that ended without closure. Dreams you quietly abandoned. Promises you made to yourself in January that you forgot by February. This is the moment when many people feel the emotional weight most intensely. And I want to say this directly, that weight is not a punishment. It is an invitation. The universe is not piling onto you. It is asking you, what are you still carrying that you no longer need? What did you pack in January that doesn't belong in July? There's a reason full moons have been linked to emotional intensity across every culture, every spiritual tradition, every era of recorded human history. Many spiritual lineages schedule fasting, prayer, and release ceremonies specifically around this lunar phase. This is not superstition. This is accumulated human wisdom across millennia, all of it pointing to the same truth. This is a real shift. And what makes the strawberry moon of 2026 specifically so powerful is its timing. We are at the exact halfway point of the year. We are 9 days out from the solstice, the longest day, the great turning of light. This moon is arriving as a kind of cosmic audit, not demanding that you be further than you are, just asking you to see, honestly without defense, where you actually stand. What did you intend to build in 2026? What did you actually build? This is not a question meant to shame you. The moon doesn't shame. The moon just shines, and under that light, the truth becomes impossible to look away from. June 28th may bring turbulence. Sit with it. Let the feelings move through you. This is your soul, doing its deepest work. The pressure is building. The light is growing. June 29th. This is the night you need to go outside. On the evening of June 29th, the moon will appear almost completely full. And because it is riding so low this year, it will rise just after sunset in a way that makes it look enormous. This is a documented phenomenon called the moon illusion. When the moon sits near the horizon, surrounded by earthly reference points like trees and rooftops, it appears vastly larger than it does when it rides high overhead. Add to that the warm gold and orange-red color it takes on as its light filters through more atmosphere, and what you get is something that stops people mid-step. Stand outside, look up, let it land. There is something that happens when you stand beneath a rising moon that science hasn't fully explained, but that millions of human beings throughout history have described in almost the same words, a feeling of being seen, not observed, not judged, seen, as if the universe paused its business for a moment and turned its full attention toward you. If you have never felt that, the night of June 29th is your window. Then comes June 30th, the peak, 12:58 a.m. UK time. For the Western Hemisphere, most of the Americas, that is still the deep night of the 29th. For the Eastern Hemisphere, Asia, Australia, much of Europe, it is the very early hours of the 30th. But however the clocks frame it, what matters is this: the full strawberry moon peaks at the exact moment June ends and July begins. Nature does not deal in coincidences at this scale. The moon, moving in cycles that long predate human civilization, reaches its fullest point exactly as one half of the calendar year closes and another begins. This is nature's own halfway point audit, a reset, a reckoning, a moment where the universe asks, what did you do with your first 6 months? And what are you ready to release so that the second 6 months can carry something lighter and truer? The themes of this full moon are release, truth, and forward motion. Not force, not pressure, just clarity. This moon is not asking you to work harder. It is asking you to stop carrying what was never yours to carry. The grudges you've made into a habit, the grief you've turned into identity, the version of yourself you've been performing for other people's comfort, the dream you keep almost starting. June 30th is the moment to name what you are letting go. Write it down. Say it aloud under the open sky. The method doesn't matter. The intention does. This is how human beings have worked with the full moon for centuries, and it has always worked. The first half of 2026 is closing. The moon is offering you a door. Let's talk about what this really means for you, for your soul specifically. If you've stayed with this video until now, that is not an accident. The people who are drawn to this information at this exact moment are the ones who are in the middle of a real inner transformation, whether they've named it yet or not. You may have been feeling for a while that something in your life is meant to change. A relationship, a career path, a belief you've quietly outgrown, a version of yourself that no longer fits the person you've become. And you may have been waiting, not because you are afraid, but because you didn't know when to begin. This is when. The full strawberry moon in summer carries a very specific spiritual signature. It is a fire moon, not because of the element, but because of the season. Summer is the time of expression, of fullness, of stepping into your power without apology. A full moon at the opening of summer is the universe announcing whatever has been growing in the dark is now ready for the light. This is a moment for soul inventory, and I want to give you something real to work with, not just awareness, but action. Ask yourself this week, what have I been keeping in the shadows? Not what you've hidden from others. What have you been hiding from yourself? That creative project you are afraid to finish, because finishing means someone might judge it. That conversation you know you need to have. That part of your purpose you keep circling without landing. The full strawberry moon is asking that thing to come forward. Here is what spiritual traditions across the world agree on, across centuries and cultures. Water and the moon are linked, not just physically, but energetically. And because we are made of water, because our bodies carry the tides within them, we are not separate from what the moon does. We are participants. Every full moon is an opportunity, but this one, arriving at the midpoint of a year, after a solstice, riding low and warm and ancient across a summer sky, this one is an amplification. Your dreams are more vivid this week. Your intuition is sharper. The signs you've been quietly asking for, you will recognize them now, not because the universe got louder, because you became more tuned in. This is what spiritual awakening actually looks like in the body. Not a lightning bolt, not a vision, just a growing clarity, a willingness to see what is real, a readiness to put down the weight and walk lighter into what comes next. The strawberry moon rises gold, rides low, and sets before dawn. It was here long before us. It will be here long after us. But right now, in these 4 days, it is aligned precisely with where you are in your journey. The universe doesn't send these convergences often. I've done my part. I tried to warn you. Now it's your turn. If this video moved something in you, that is not by accident. That feeling in your chest right now, that quiet knowing, honor it. Don't scroll past it. Don't dismiss it. The universe just spoke directly to your soul, and you felt it. That matters. Here is what I need you to do right now. If you're watching this before June 30th, step outside on the night of the 29th or the 30th. Find a clear view of the horizon. Look up. Let the strawberry moon find you. You don't need a ceremony. You don't need a ritual. You just need to show up. If you're watching after the peak has passed, that energy doesn't disappear when the full moon fades. You carry it into July. The intention still holds. The door is still open. Drop one word in the comments right now, just one, that describes what you are ready to release before the second half of this year begins. I read every single one, and that comment might be the most important thing you write all week. If this resonated with your soul, share it with someone who needs to hear it. You already know who that person is. Subscribe and hit the bell. Because what is building in July is something we all need to be prepared for. And I will not let you walk into it alone. The moon is rising. Are you ready?